I go to church every Sunday, and it's important for me as a mom to have my child and future children in church with me. One of the problems that our church has in general is that they focus on teaching niceties instead of teaching real world truths to children. Everyone learns at a different rate, and this is no different for the children that are among us in church and that need to be taught. Um, Children comprehend things at different levels and not necessarily at the same level as adults. Therefore, they should not be in church with adults learning the same lessons because it might go over their head. Our current or my current church does do a lot of things for children and throughout the year. Youth is involved with ministry work in the church. They are allowed to pick from different things that they can do. There's just a few back draws to this is that they have to be at church at 6 in the morning and they are not allowed to leave until almost 2 in the afternoon. That is a very long day for a youth to be doing things outside of fun activities, is what they would say. They have to help set up the church, which is lights and cameras and musical instruments and chairs and everything that goes along with actual worship service, and then everything else that is in the children's ministry portion. And then they have to tear it all down. In between that, they have to play their part in the serving aspect wherever they are in the church. And then they are required to sit through over an hour's worth of service that potentially could go over their head. Our church does work towards teaching children how to sit in service and how to participate. They do rhythm night, which is a one night during the month where they get together for a couple hours and they have their own little service, but that's only once a month where they are able to get together and have a lesson that is directed towards them and their age and their comprehension skills. This is what the church needs. They need to be able to explain to children and youth how to mature in their spiritual growth, because there's a lot of youth that does not see a difference or sees a big difference between religion and spirituality. And those that don't see a difference, it's really hard to explain to them that there is a difference, that religion is more action based and the spirituality is the relationship based, which is what Christians believe. Christians believe that there is a relationship between us and God. And if children aren't seeing that because they're not getting a lesson at their own level, they're never going to get past, I have to just do these ritualistic activities like taking communion and praying and singing. They're not going to get past any of that. To try and help youth figure out what their calling is part of them moving forward, and it's helping them be able to figure out what they want to do with their life. If they want to have some type of leadership skills, they can do that. But then that's kind of where it ends. They don't learn how to interact between each other. They don't know how to interact with adults that do different things, because they may be greeting people, but then they don't really know how to help people pray, or they're not learning how to pray. They're just stuck in one area instead of being able to move around. Helping students learn and gain development skills. This can be any type of engagement, but if it's just stuck with one night a month, that's not getting them anywhere. That is, here's this, now wait 4 or 5 weeks to come back and do it again. There's different types of involvement that we can be doing with them. We can be doing different Sunday schools with them. We can be doing outings with them, or different times where they can come in and get together at the church or do just worship songs with them. Being able to take in involvement further than just once a month will show them also how to solve problems, because not everybody is going to believe the same thing that they do. And fighting is not the answer. Being able to explain what you believe and listen to somebody else explain what they believe is going to get them a lot farther than just arguing. Being able to motivate themselves is going to be a key factor for when they get older. Showing youth how to motivate themselves will give them confidence and help them figure out decisions for later in life. And this also comes in handy when they meet somebody who asks them questions about what they believe and they aren't able to give them an answer because what they've been learning in church while sitting with adults is way over their head, and they're going to say, I don't know, but this is what I was told in church, and I guess this is right, and this is where he talks about it in the Bible. Uh, Having a service, especially for youth, can be helpful for this, um, either during service or one night a week when church is not going on, like a Sunday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. Being able to go to church and pay attention to a sermon is what most adults want. That includes me. Considering you have no idea the child you're sitting next to, if they are on the spectrum, if they're fidgety, if they're going to be talkative, if they're going to be distracted in any other way by getting up and going to the bathroom, I fall into that category, in all of them, because I'm a parent who wants to pay attention, but also has a child who's fidgety, and it's very hard for me to be able to pay attention. And it would be better for him to be in a place where he can get what he needs because it's directed and specialized to his level of understanding. The service for them can just be worship music, or it could be a lesson planned to get them ready for being able to sit in church. But at sixth grade, just being forced to go into the church with adults is kind of over their head. Um, the best outcome would be to have separate services that will help them gain confidence in themselves so that they can then, when they reach adulthood, be able to express what they believe to other people and do the evangelizing. Youth will learn what their gifts are by being with other youths who are in the same area of growth as they are. Yes, you learn to grow from other people that are more spiritually mature than you, but you can't get there if you feel like you're intimidated all the time. And that is something that we need to work on with them because they don't need to feel intimidated. They need to feel more encouraged. Youth will gain internal motivational skills along with leadership skills if they're put with their peers because they will have not only someone to answer to, which is the adult that's with them, that's teaching them, who is more skilled than they are, but they are going to also be able to encourage each other and have someone that's closer in their age and spiritual maturity to be reliable to and accountable to. Um, these things are why I think the best solution for our youth in this specific church is to have a service separate for them. This will give them their own time together, be able to make friends and grow, and will be able to have their own small little life groups where they can get together and learn how to get through different things that someone who's maybe a couple years older than them has already been through, and then they will be able to help someone who's younger than them eventually. It'll be more engaging, and the activities will get them more involved with ministry because they will find people that they look up to and that they will want to be like, and so that they can find out what they want to do in ministry instead of being all scattered around.